ready to go?
Okay, so what were some of the rules or some of the tips when cutting?
Be careful.
Okay, that's part of it. I literally gave you a handout. What happened to the handout?
This is my bad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put pressure when cutting.
Mm-hmm. So, these blades are razor sharp. You don't have to apply that much pressure to cut. I know it's always like where you want to cut real quick, so this is not it. This is not it. You want to slice over and over and over until you basically want to scratch until you get through, but nice and clean strokes. So you get a nice and clean finish. And not only that, it preserves your blade. The harder you push onto it, the more dull this will get. You'll have to change your blades over and over again. So, what else? Cut away from you, right? You don't want to cut towards you. I think the traffic is. Right? And so, you don't want to cut towards you this way. You want to cut like this way, always. So turn whatever you have and then slice a particular way. So always that. What else? Just go down one by one. Cutting board. Always have a cutting board. You start slicing into these desks, that's it. I drop you from the class. No, just kidding. No, the reason why look, I don't know if you can see all these scratches. That's what this is for, to prevent that. So that is the suitable cutting space. What else? What's the next one?
Focus and attention.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to focus on this, right? What's the next one?
Store safely.
What's that?
Store safely.
Yeah, this needs to be stored safely, right? And I don't mean just stab it in your arm and walk over, no, just store it safely. Typically, these have a cap, right? If the cap is loose for whatever reason, and you can tape it, right? Make sure this is stored safely. All right, next.
Avoid excessive force.
Avoid excessive force. I literally just talked about that, right? You don't want to put all your weight into this. No. It's you slice over and over and over and over until you cut through. And that's it. What's the next one?
Ask for help.
Ask for help. If you're ever confused, you ask for help. Plain and simple. Right? What else?
Dispose of blade safely.
Yes. How would you dispose of this blade safely?
Tape it up.
You can tape it up, right? Or you can stick it into some in between excess pieces of foam board, tape up the foam board. That way it doesn't fall out, and then you can toss it. I should never see a blade raw like this in the trash can. Whoever's taking out that trash is gonna get sliced up, and that's on you. Fair enough? Let's protect people. Cool. Next one.
Clean work area.
Keep what?
Clean work area.
Yeah, because we're gonna be gluing and you can contaminate all kinds of things. And not only that, but leave it better than you found it. Like, imagine if you came up to your desk and it was all jacked up. Well, I mean, I keep telling the students at night, like, leave it better than you found it. And how many times you come in and there's still a little concrete dust. Mm-hmm. So, what's the next one?
First one we skipped was proper grip.
Proper grip, right? Notice how your X-Acto knife has areas where you should be gripping. Right? There's smooth areas and there's rough areas. Grab on the rough areas, right? You kind of want to hold it like a pencil. You don't want to do this. That's excessive force. You don't need that force. Was that the last one? Yeah? Okay. So, Manny, let's go ahead. And we have all our elevations. We're going to use this as a template. All right. So it looks like this is the west side. Right here,
Yeah.
right? All right, so the first things first, we're not gonna do the roof, so don't worry about that. Just worry about the lines, like right here, right? And I know some of you have steps that are, like you have 2 steps in the front and 3 steps in the back, and then your land slope. Let's not worry about that. Let's just kind of cut where that dash lines are, and then just go from there. So like from here to here. And then Manny, this part right here is this, right?
Yeah.
So we have to account for that. So this is gonna be cut off separately.
Yeah, like its own piece.
Yeah. So does that make sense? Right? So you gotta look at your floor plan, and since this is the west side over here, you kind of have to match things up, right? And so, where's this one at? Is that this one? The north?
The south.
South. Okay. So you see that jog right here? Well, it's here as well. Does that make sense? Right? So this will have to be its own piece. Fair enough?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you can cut out the doors, you can cut out the windows, use this as a template. You can literally tape it down there. So first things first, we have to cut all this out. And Manny, I'm gonna let you do the honors, sir.
Alright.
We already know the rules, right? You have your metal straight edge. Yes? Yes? Okay. Because if you don't have it, it's gonna come out crooked. All right. So, go ahead and chop that up. And remember, look at the floor plan and make sure you chop in the right pieces. You want a chair, man?
No, it's okay like that.
Okay.
Do we cut out the floor plan too?
Okay, you see, I'm sorry, man. You see how this has a little like cork on the
Yeah.
bottom of it, right? That lifts it up off of this surface. It's best to put the metal
Oh,
part
okay.
down so you have a flat, it's flat and then your
That's
blade
why it's
can.
closer to the.
Yeah. So, because what happens is if you do this, sometimes the blade slips underneath and you have a crooked line. So always on the flattest side possible. I'm sorry, Diego, you had a question?
Do we cut out the floor plans too?
No. The floor plans are you using for reference? What we are gonna do is we're gonna mount the floor plan to your board. So make sure you have a 8.5 by 11 space left over. We'll mount it on the board and then we'll glue the walls in. There you go, Manny. And it should cut like butter because these are fresh out the package.
You recommend going all the way to the edge?
Yeah, because you're gonna start cutting away at all of this, right? What I would, you might wanna, no, just go over it again. Don't assume it's always gonna cut through the first time, so go over it a couple times.
This one's coming with a different scale. Do you use this one?
That printed out a different scale?
Yeah. So this one fit, but the other one's
It's also the same scale. All right, Save. What you can do, Manny, since you have west right here, you can save all your pieces on this piece, so you can keep track of everything.
So for the roof, do I just like, see, you said not to worry about the roof? Do I
Yeah.
just cut through it?
Yeah, so we can do our best to, I wouldn't say necessarily cut through it, but try and cut through this way and this way, and then that way these lines will,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Remember, you're basically scratching, right? You want to go over it a couple of times. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. Some of you might be asking, well, why don't we use scissors? Are scissors accurate? No, not at all. Right? You're doing great, Manny.
I'm trying. Stressing with me.
You're stressing up there. Yeah, take some deep breaths. Did it cut through?
Nope.
Yeah, always assume it doesn't cut through the first time. Just swipe it a couple times and then try it. There you go. Excellent, sir. Yep.
Do you need to cut through there?
Yeah. And take your time with this. Again, stay focused. This is not something that you rush through. You start rushing, you start cutting flesh. That's not good. That is not good.
What did you say we do about the roof? Just cut it across?
You can do like Manny is doing, or you can just cut it across where the finished ceiling's at.
Yeah.
That's fine like that.
For mine, since the stairs go a little further than the wall, would I cut the stairs off?
We're only doing the walls.
Okay, so
So yeah, don't even
right here.
I'll get the wall. Yeah, I would just cut it for the walls. Don't worry about the stairs. Good question. How's it coming?
I'm good. Just this one little corner right here.
Yeah. Perfect. And this is good practice before you start working on this. Because it's a thicker material. Right? And so, not thick by much, but it's thick enough. Am I making you nervous, Manny? Should I go away?
No.
Okay. Good stuff, sir.
Oh, I didn't cut through. cut through the.
That's all right. That's all right. You see? That's all right, man. Look, here we go. You can do this. Just cut through it. Like that. See? Now it's cut off completely.
Okay.
Right? So now Manny has this side done. Does everybody see that? Look up here. He has this side done. This side right here is this part right here. Everybody see that? Oops, sorry. So that's what this little wall here is, this part. This is this part. So we're gonna tape this. So we'll do one side, Manny, and then you're welcome to do the rest,
Okay.
right? So it's gonna be the same wall height, right? So you can use this as a template. And so now that we have this down, again, it's necessary to keep things clean. And I think the first thing we need to do is make this to where it's a more manageable size. This size is huge, right? And we don't need all of it all at the same time. And so I think the first order of business is to cut this down to a manageable size. Now, I have this huge hunk of metal that I'm gonna use.
You just cut it in half.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it in half. That way it's more manageable. This is a little. So watch this. Look how I'm cutting. Right? It's easy to get off track. This is why you focus. And you see, it just separates. And just go and go and go until it starts to separate, and then you're good to go. Right? If you need this, you're welcome to use this to break yours down into a manageable size. Manny, you're welcome to put that up against the wall. All right, and now this is the time where you're strategic about things. You don't want to just like, so like here, this is kind of like an edge that's not necessarily nice to look at, right? And then you got this piece right here. So you want nice pieces because this is a model. And so, Manny, you can tape this down. And then just use this as a template. Now, he has this little piece right here. My suggestion, cut this way,
And cut it afterwards.
and then cut this one afterwards, and then done. Cool. As a matter of fact, we probably want a little bit more because look, we have pieces. It'll just meet up right up to it if we just cut exactly where it's at. So we want probably a little bit more,
Okay.
right? And I would say about that much more. So when we go and put it down right here, it'll line up right there. And actually, we can actually probably go the length of this wall. But I'm thinking, let's stick to the exterior walls for now. And if we have enough time, we'll do the interior walls. Fair enough, all right? So you can just go ahead and tape that down, and then I'll let you do it, sir.
What about my elevations for the back of the house? It goes in like 3 feet.
That's a whole separate wall.
So
You
then
treat every single line as a separate wall. Yeah. Just like his. This isn't, even though as small as that is, that's a separate wall. Think about how, I mean, we're creating a model here.
Yeah.
So just think about that. And so, anyway. Now you go for it. I said, use that floor plan as a template. And then your metal ruler, like hold it down right in the middle, spread them fingers out, and watch here. I would put the tips of my fingers on it. Let me see, man. Like that, right? And cut like this, right? If you accidentally cut yourself, I mean, it's gonna be hard to. But like I said, stay focused. This is not something that you do when you're like super tired. Yeah, you might want. Right? So stay focused. Do the best that you can. All right, go for a minute.
What is this one do?
It's okay, man. Just keep going. Go all the way through. Or not all the way through, but go all the way to the end. Yeah. So I like to use the edges because they're nice and crisp already as my straight edges. Does that make sense? Careful. All right, man. Let me show you something real quick. Go ahead and come on this side. All right, Manny's got it going well. I would tilt the blade slightly inward, and I just exaggerated a little bit. But the reason being is because it puts the blade up against the metal edge. Because if you have it straight like this, or if you have it a little crooked the other way instead of towards inward like this, if it's this way, then you're cutting out into this other space. This way you preserve as much as possible, right? Manny, do you mind if I do the other one?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so actually I would do this one first.
All right now. Oh.
See, because it's already taped down, and that's it. Now you have this piece right here. So when we glue it down, we'll glue that other piece.
Yeah.
Make sense? Right.
And the other wall comes in from.
I mean, technically, we could have made this entire wall,
Oh.
right? We could have, but I think just for this exercise, I want you to start getting used to thinking about model making. And if I give you too much, I don't want you to be overwhelmed, right? So let's just worry about the outside for now. I think that's good practice. If you want, I'll give you extra credit for doing the rest of the inside. Fair enough? All right. Manny, you think you got the rest?
Yeah.
All right, go for it, sir.
10 credit points.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always say.
Let's do that more often.
All right. Yep, careful about the placement of your metal edge. You know, I think what Manny's doing is great because, you know, it's gonna pop off. And he can see it pop off as soon as he cuts through every single part. And I like how Manny's kind of exaggerating a little bit, and that's good, because I mean, you can be exact, but sometimes you get horrible edges and horrible corners, right? There you go, Maddie.
Need to get this thing straight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me go ahead and move that for you. No, go ahead. Just keep going. Keep going. Yep. Just keep going until it separates. Again, you don't have to push hard. You're just dragging it enough to scratch the surface, and that's it. Keep that same energy as you go through. What ends up happening is if you put too much pressure on it, the foam starts to peel off, and all you see is like bubbles and the nasty edges. And so that's when I'll know you either cut too hard or you didn't replace your blades enough, and it looks ugly. So, and we don't do ugly here because we pretty. Get it? All right, Manny. Great job, dude. Okay, so now we have this and this. Does that make appropriate sense? Right? But Manny needs this and this in order to hold this up. Does that make sense? So which side is this? Is that the south side?
Yeah.
All right, Manny. I'll let you do your thing.
All right.
Go ahead, and we can put these pieces as complete for the west side, and so we'll save that right here. These are your templates. Don't throw away your templates in case you need to cut again. So that happens too. There you go, sir.
That was on the wrong side.
Oh, careful. All right. Nope. Don't try and pull it apart. Just take your time, cut it again. The moment you go to pull it apart is the moment like half the paper rips and you're like, tranquil thoughts, right? Center yourself and go at it again. Oh, yes, and if you have windows and doors, I would cut them out as well, but I would cut them out when the template's on the foam core. Okay, Manny, you can probably
Just rub this in.
yeah, since that is already like you can just looks beautiful, sir. All right, pieces like this, like we don't need that in our life because it can get confusing. So constantly get rid of your rubbish. Talking like I'm English. I would most definitely cut the windows out and the doors out, but after you've mounted. Don't cut it out at this stage right here. Too late?
Yeah, already, because I got the wall, I didn't cut out the window.
Oh, okay. Thank you, John. Now, if you want to create, so you're welcome to print these out again, if you'd like to.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Like the window trim and stuff like that, you can make that as well. You can get it a little bit more detailed. Same with door trims. Like you can just do like a little door trim, but for right now, I think it's a bit much. Let's just get the openings where they're supposed to be. Let's glue it all together, and then we'll go from there. And there you go. Beautiful job, sir. What's that?
Just doing the 12?
Yeah. Yeah, so we got a few weeks on this. So, all right, Manny? Yes, sir. I mean, you can,
Use that edge.
well, or you can just go ahead and set that down. Like you can peel this off right here. And that's already cut through right there, right?
Oh, okay.
So you can use this edge and place this down this way. So you can use these pieces as well. Yeah. Let's not grab new stuff when we don't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
You can reuse your material, and that way that thing lasts longer. So anyway, yeah, I would do something like this. And then that way, because you have a whole nother side that's about this same,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying? And then you can just, so you're planning ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, I would do a little bit extra like that. Again, for the same reason. But go ahead. There's a lot of model makers on Instagram, a lot of cool tips and tricks. You know, I'll show you what I know, but you know, those guys on Instagram, like those are pros. Like, they do that all day, every day. I don't do this all day, every day.
There's a,
I know, was that?
is there a field for that?
Yeah, actually, this is a whole job. You can do this day in and day out.
That's kind of dope.
It is kind of dope, right? They used to use architectural model makers, or just any model making enthusiasts, because sometimes like they're pros too, for movies. Think about old school movies like Godzilla and stuff like that, right? They had to make all those. But not only that, like there's certain scenes where like you might not be able to find a set or create a whole set. You don't necessarily need a whole set to build a whole movie set for it. You can just build a model and they can blow in some fog or whatever and make it look nice and creepy. And then the camera just pans real quick and then that's it, they got that shot, right? So you don't have to take cast and crew all the way out necessarily just to get that one shot. And then, you know, they move on to another scene. So there's definitely money to be made just off of this skill set alone.
Oh, we're gonna do renders too.
Yeah. We're gonna get into rendering.
Wow.
I know.
That's what they was talking about at Cal Poly.
Yeah. So, man, I really like that beanie. I'm not
That's crazy. I was thinking about selling it for $30.
All right. All right, how's it going, Manny? Is it going good?
Yeah.
All righty, sir. It's looking good. Outstanding work, sir. Oh, before you do that, again, you have that opening,
Oh, right.
right? So I would cut out that opening first. I wouldn't necessarily cut out
The frame?
the frame, just the door itself.
Okay.
Same with the windows. Don't cut the frame of it out, right? So like this window has that brown frame. Just cut the window part out. You have to start all over. Yeah, you got it. All right. Well, live and learn. We'll go print it out again. We're gonna print yours out again too.
Possibly.
Okay, fair enough.
I made a mistake.
It happens.
I printed out the same side twice.
Oh boy.
I'll tell nobody.
I don't tell nobody. I won't tell the professor. It happens though. Mistakes happen. I mean, in the profession as well. I mean, because you're so focused, and then like you're paranoid about making mistakes. it happens. So don't worry about it. So, what's happened to me where I'm like, oh, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix this. And mentally, I had planned on fixing it. Right? I fixed most of it, and there's that one thing. Like, oh, man. You get better and better at it. And for whatever reason, I call it like a paranoia. But it's like a healthy paranoia. It's not like, right? Where you just want to do things right. And you don't want to mess up. And that's what that is. What happened, Manny?
I have to recut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't go all the way through.
It didn't go all the way through? All right. Carry on. All right, so it may have, it may have gone all the way through up to here, but it may not have gone all the way through on this
Oh,
end.
because I'm cutting it from.
Because you're cutting this way, right?
Yeah.
And so what you can do is you can cut it the opposite way to ensure
Yeah.
that it gets cut. And then you see how the blade is angled?
Yeah.
You can angle it in such a way to where it's,
It hits the
this part is straight up and down, so it gets towards that corner.
Yeah.
So, careful with this. It's already getting loose. Make sure it's twisted on tight. Oh, that's another thing. Your blades, you want to make sure they're twisted on tight. They might loosen up as you work. So make it a habit to just double check and make sure it's on there, because you don't want these blades to slip. Manny, here you go. I'll put that down. Again, if you're handing a blade to somebody, make sure the cap's on, or just set it down on the table, let them pick it up. Don't hand things to nobody. How'd that work? A little better?
Yeah.
All right, cut the rest, and then we can work on that afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. So just cut the rest.
For this side, do I cut this back? Because that's another wall. Or do I just
Yeah,
take
if
this wall?
the wall's like this, then yeah, you have to cut that out.
Okay.
Yeah, something like this, Manny, I just cut all the way through. There you go. Good. Oh, just,
Just try it again.
yeah, just, yep, use, like I said, just breathe in, breathe out, and just keep going until it pops off. It'll pop off. I know sometimes you want to get in a hurry because like, but the edge comes out messed up. And see how clean this edge is?
Yeah.
It's super clean, right? So we want to preserve that. All right, and then this is that piece.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I'll just cut that.
go for it. Yeah, I would say on average it takes like 3 or 4 slices. Could take a little bit more, but I would say 3 or 4. Okay, this is good. This is part of your template.
Yeah. That's part
This is part of your template as well. And this is on the south side.
Yeah.
So we keep that. Keep all your pieces, just in case. These take a few minutes to create, only seconds to destroy. So you lose those templates, like, I don't know what to tell you. So like something like this, Manny, and everyone else, it's already cut. So it's kind of easy to just get in there and just ensure. Again, is something like this, you still want to be super careful. And you see how I'm kind of going into, I'm going like
into the
past,
corner?
yeah, I'm going past that corner. You can do that as well to kind of ensure, right? And then I'm gonna flip it this way and do the same thing, and it should pop off. Yep.
The corners, man.
It's just corners, but look at how clean that looks,
Yeah.
right? And the fact that it's super clean and you cut it out by hand is fantastic. So now let's take a look at the floor plan, right? Let's take a look at those other pieces. So we have, oh, it's this piece right here,
Yeah.
right? So we have this piece, and was it this piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Is everybody looking at this?
Yeah.
Right? And so we're starting to build this. Does everybody see that? Okay. Now these are extra pieces. I love these because you can use them to help you glue, right? And how you use them are as follows. You can take these little pieces and make them even smaller. And where's the glue? Here's the glue. And so something like this, it's gonna be hard to just kind of hold it there, right? And just ensure that it's gonna get glued properly. You know, there's another technique that, you know, I don't want to show on this size. I got this size on purpose, but you have a thicker size. And I think I want to show that technique on a different size, where you cut away a lot of this except for the paper. And then that way this part and this part matches up perfect up against the paper, and you create a perfect seamless corner. And so let me know when you get done and I'll record a whole nother video. All
You're
right?
like cutting like in an angle?
No,
No?
no. Basically what you do is you'll take this and you'll slice it down. I don't want to do it on, on this, but you'll slice it down this way and cut the foam off of the
Oh.
paper, and then you'll cut this just small enough so this corner, this piece fits right in there. The paper covers this part, but it slides right in there to where it matches up and it creates a perfect joint, right? Right now, I don't want you to do that. That's a bit much, but I want to show on yours. And so what you can do is you can use these pieces like this to kind of glue them right here while you glue them together, right? And so Manny, I want to make sure that we glue this part on top like this. And then this can be used as the corner piece to kind of glue it like that,
Okay.
right? In fact, you can make these smaller, but it's up to you. But all you do, shoot, I should have got a little. You can take a little dab of this glue. Can we use this, Manny?
Yeah.
All right, so we can always peel it off when it's done. Is this?
Brand new.
All right.
I don't know if there was anything covering there.
No. So basically what you'll do is this. You'll put a little bit of glue here. You don't need a whole lot. Why? Either I'm weak or something's wrong. Right? All right. So now what we want to do is you can take a little piece of paper and you can dip the paper in this, and it's better with Q-tips. but we don't have Q-tips, so. And there's other glues, but I kind of wanted to show you with this glue because it's pretty forgivable, right? And you only just put enough to coat it. And you do the same thing with these other pieces, right? And so now we just glue it together. And this, I'm just gonna dip in the corner. And dip that right there. Right. And you let it dry. And you put it off to somewhere else. You don't sit there and watch it dry and you get back to work. Good? Carry on. Oh, this piece right here, we'll glue it on afterwards because we have to wait till that glue dries. This glue dries in about, what, 10 minutes?
10 days.
10 days. But anyway, that's how you create models, right? Again, I don't want to overwhelm you. Let's just do the exterior walls for now, and then if you want to do the interior walls, I'll give you extra credit for that. All right.